Thank you for tuning to WDRB Media, the voice of the community. You're tuned in to Plugged In Radio. Your host, CDK, on the mic. And today we're talking about HBCU students versus PWI students. How do y'all feel about the argument? I know y'all seen it on Twitter, especially with A&T and UNCG.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about black PWIs turning into an HBCU, even though HBCU stands for historically black colleges and universities? How does that correlate? How is that even a thing?
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing, right? Okay, so that's what I thought. So, well, all of us attend North Carolina A&T.
Yeah.
Do y'all feel that is disrespectful?
Yes. They don't have any history, so how can there be an HBCU without history?
Yeah, just because you throw parties and swag surf one time does not make you HBCU.
And let me all be at that. That's crazy.
But I mean, and then what else killed me too? And then when they say, our work, our academics is much harder. Like, no, it's not. Science is science. It's no white science and black. Well, actually, there is a difference. There is a difference, but don't teach that.
Even at A&T, there's different professors that it can be easier or harder depending on the professor, depending on the curriculum, your exact curriculum for, to get your degree. So I could say that might be a difference.
No. I'm talking about when it's like, when I say like black science or like black psychology and white psychology, it's an actual thing, black psychology, but we can get into that later.
Okay, so going on to academics. So if there is a difference, what is the difference if you're a black HBCU student versus a black PWI student? What is your difference in education? Like, let me know what the difference is because I'm trying to understand.
Personally, I think the difference is with a black student and a PWI, they expect more from you because you even got into that school because it's a higher requirement than to go. Well, to certain PWIs,
I was
it's a higher.
Boy, that was a reach.
I would say it's to certain PWIs, it's a higher requirement, like Duke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So for that to even come to your head, for that to even be a thought, that tells me right there that in society there is a bug. There's I wouldn't say rumors. It's
brain rot.
No, what's what am I about to say?
I know what you're trying to say.
Stigma?
Yeah.
Stigma. There's a stigma. There's
the word.
The stereotype that white schools are hard to get into. PWIs are hard to get into the HBCUs.
That's not true.
That's not true at all. In my opinion, numbers don't lie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it just depends on the school and their ranking of the school. Honestly,
that's true.
Like, you're not going. I mean, it's been more and more black individuals been going to universities like Howard, and not Howard. I meant Harvard.
Yeah.
And Yale and stuff like that. But other than that, back in the day, those numbers didn't, compared to now, those numbers wasn't there. The requirement to get into those schools was a lot higher than it is now.
So my question to you is, do you think that it's part of our issue that we don't hold our HBCUs to the same credibility as these PWIs? Because I know from my personal experiences, when you tell somebody you're going to Howard or you're going to Howard over Harvard, which one you think is going to get a bigger reaction?
Harvard.
Exactly. Like, so do you think part of the problem is because it's harder to get into school, you're going to get a better education here?
I mean, that's a fact with the Harvard and Howard shit, though. Like, that's a fact. Like I mean, come on. I'm here with it because at the same time, I meet people from Howard like a few times. I ain't never met no person from Harvard. Somebody Harvard? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get a better name for yourself
because it's more selective.
Yeah, but when you think about like the school in general, like the name matters, right? The name matters.
Does it matter
apparently,
because?
And it depends on what
Prestige.
you're going to do, like what level. Because me, if I'm doing short-term education, I ain't going to Harvard. I'm gonna tell you this straight up. I'm not going to Harvard because Harvard is more so for people who wants to get their physicians, doctors, and stuff like that.
So do you feel like when you attend a school, every HBCU or every PWI fits that person? Do you feel like that matters?
No, because college is not for everybody in general.
Okay.
So being that college is not for everybody, you got every individual that's go to college to either try to figure themselves out or they just do it because their parents told them to.
To a certain extent.
But I go to college because I know what I want. I know what I wanted to do.
So
right?
Do you feel like it's about Do you feel like it's actually about the education, or do you feel like it's about the degree, the piece of paper? Like, what do you think holds more weight in this generation, in this time right now?
Honestly, it's right now is the piece of paper because but honestly it just depends on what you want to do again,
Right, that's
because you got people out here with their masters and they still working at Burger King.
Yeah, true. I said on Twitter.
Like it just really depends on what you're trying to do.
That's very true. So then I would say networking and connections. If you went to a HBCU versus a PWI, where do you think you will have greater chances of networking and meeting the people that you would need to know when it's time to get a job?
At a HBCU.
Definitely, because Aggie Pride is undefined. That's just my opinion. I've met so many people at A&T during GHO. Even when anywhere I go, I wear an A&T shirt. I just have to, because I've met so many people to get job opportunities as a host, as an entertainer, because they went to A&T, just off the fact of that. So like, I feel like there's been a whole lot of like, I have a group chat, a HBCU connection group chat that helps business owners at a HBCU connect with other business owners, and I've been contacted by people that go to PWIs. They be like, "Well, I'm black too, but I go to a PWI. Can I get in the group chat?" And I said no. And it's not because I don't want y'all to succeed, but this is an HBCU thing. So do you think it's okay to divide that HBCU and PWI even though they're black? Do you think that's okay to have that division?
It just depends on like the culture. People only divide them because of culture. Like that's really the basis of it, because
people divide it because black people, we always divide and stuff. We always divide it, even if it's colorism, if it's whatever. We always divide it. I think, to be honest, if we all come together, then it's more power in numbers. You know what I'm saying? So, but go ahead. My fault. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Nah, that's facts though. I feel that, because I feel like it's a time and place for everything. Right. So to build the HBCU accreditation, I feel like there needs to be events like that to have in place to make people want to come to an HBCU. Another reason, sports, athletes, majority of them that think they're going to go to the league, go to the PWIs, because they think that's the easiest way to go to the league.
It is, bro. It is. Stop. No,
Stop.
I know. Go ahead.
Real talent is going to be noticed.
Yeah.
Tariq Cohen.
Look, y'all acting like the 5 stars, and Tariq, he wanted to go to A&T at first. Now, if you sit down and tell a player, yo, you can go to Texas or you can go to A&T, the highly touted recruit. Of course, the underlooked players like Brandon Parker, Lamar Raynard, Elijah Bell, Tariq Cohen, they was all underlooked, and they was diamonds in the roughs. But that's not the norm. If you really want to put yourself in the best position, I'm gonna play basketball at Duke and not basketball at Central.
Because they have a higher what?
Because they got the best. Because everything's objective. If we being objective, everything is better. Better facilities, better coaching. Come on now, come on, bring it.
I mean, I can say that, but I feel like if 5-star athletes started going to these HBCUs, do you think that HBCUs could possibly have the same accreditation as these PWIs when it comes to sports, when it comes to making it to the league, things like that?
No, because it's only so many HBCUs and stuff.
I mean, honestly, you can, because you gotta make, for one, with sports, it's about making a name for yourself, right? So you can go to Duke all you want, but if their starting 5 is playing majority of the time, you don't get no play time, then you're not gonna get recognized.
I'm not gonna go D2 though. I'm not gonna go D2. I'm gonna transfer to like Boston College or in the ACC. I'm not gonna go. We gotta be realistic, y'all. I love HBCUs too. I do, but I'm just saying. Come on.
So that's part of. I mean, in my opinion, that's part of the problem.
What that? I mean, it's reality.
It takes more. I mean, of course, it takes a group effort. So I'm saying, as a whole, if 5-star players started going to HBCUs, the accreditation will build up.
And the coaching not gonna be as good, and the facilities still gonna be the same.
Yeah, but then better coaches would want to go to those.
Yeah,
no, they're gonna go. Coaches like money. Coaches. That's why coaches go to the.
But
big schools.
when you have a winning sport, doesn't that bring revenue to your school?
No, not like if you in a big school like a state school like Carolina or Duke.
But over time, that money accumulates.
Over time. Come on.
I mean, we're not talking about we're gonna change this tomorrow and the next
next
class that comes in. No, I'm saying like over time, if more 5-star players start going to HBCUs. Now, I'm not saying like
they can still lose and stuff. I mean,
anybody can lose.
Plus, I mean, plus you got 3.
Right. Anybody can have a bad season.
I mean, you got 3 stars in like.
Cam Newton.
Whoa.
You could be. You know what I'm saying, one hit wonder. Cam Newton. You know what I'm saying, have 150 season or whatever you want to call it, and then
you got to the Super Bowl.
And then you just flop.
Okay, that Super Bowl still give me nightmares. I can't even talk about it. But you're right.
Throw that in there.
So as far as, like I said, as far as academic mentally, how do you feel like when it comes to like the minority, when you're a black student at an HBCU, and when you're when you're a white student at an HBCU, rather than be a black student at a PWI, how do you feel like the minority? How do you feel like that's divided? How do you feel like we treat our minority at our PWIs, at our HBCUs? My fault.
How you treat our minorities? I mean, honestly, it don't make a difference. It just depends on how far you push yourself out there within the school.
I'm saying how we treat our minorities as a whole, as a HBCU culture. Like when you see white students on campus, when you see Asian students on campus, when you see those types of kids on campus, how do you treat them? Because I know the first thing that black folk most of the time do.
Go white boy.
Yeah, go white boy.
Yeah,
pull out the Snapchat. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the first thing they do. So I mean, a lot of people like that attention, but some people don't. Some people like, why y'all treat me like that? Like that's really. Yeah. But I feel like if a black student, if it was white kids and there was a black student at PWI and they put out their Snapchats, oh, so you think I'm some type of monkey? You think I'm supposed to just dance? Like they would make it a race thing. So how do you think that's fair? Like, do you think like what's the difference between that?
We can do that. We got many years of oppression. We got the right to do that.
Y'all have the right.
So what makes you say that?
So I'm saying,
I want to need understanding. You know,
what makes you have the right?
Okay, this is what I'm saying. The claim is I'm saying that we have a right to say go white boy, go white boy. I mean, come on, what?
So if you went to a PWI,
yes,
and you said
and they said go black boy,
I'll be
mad.
mad.
How would you feel?
I'll be mad. What you mean? That's what I'm saying. But they dancing. They know there's a whole bunch of black folk. Come on.
I feel like it's a stigma because normally whenever like a group of black people are like isolating a white person, it's kind of like a whoa, look at what you're doing. But when a group of white people are isolating a black person, it's like racist.
Normally, but
black people can't.
How are you gonna assume that?
That don't make sense.
Unless you're in that situation.
It does.
No, it don't.
It does.
No, it don't.
We ain't got the power. Racism is not just me saying, "Oh, I don't like that white guy over there." Racism is the whole structure of our law and how America was built. Police, everything, the prison system.
So you're also one of those people that you're also one of those people that think every time a black person gets arrested, oh, it's racist.
No, that's not true. No,
every
time a black person gets shot unarmed, it's racist.
There are people out here that thinks, oh, every time a white cop arrests a black person, oh, it's racist. Like, no.
Oh, sometimes when I drive by, I'm like, yo, that's racist. But I see what you're saying. I don't be on Twitter. I just ride by and see a white dude pull up a black dude, like, or just see the car. I know they're black, like, yeah, that's racist. But
how is that racist if you don't know the situation? You're part of the problem because part of the problem is that we don't hold ourselves, our community accountable of doing wrong. Like, you know, you're not supposed to be selling drugs. If you get caught selling drugs, how is that racist that you get arrested?
Technically,
we gotta sell.
It's not a drug.
All right, well then you go out there right now and you go sell some weed and you tell me how you do with that.
I'm not going to, but I just had to justify that it is a plant / medicine. It is medication.
Thank you, brother. But for the CIA planted crack cocaine into the community, so let's just say that. It was just a random
number. Right, your mindset, your train of thought is just...
that was the whole thing.
Yeah. Did y'all hear about in Greensboro how they have like rat poison in weed?
Yeah, I seen that.
Did y'all hear about that? Like,
yeah.
So now, see, that's a drug.
So that was
that's poison. That's poison.
So, like I said, back to, you know what I'm saying, like, you think that's racist when white cops pull over black people. So do you think do you think the way that black folks handle the situation escalates the situation because they're recording?
It depends. Well, okay, first of all, we can't generalize it because it depends on each situation. But I will say this. In all generalities, if a black person gets shot unarmed and the cop is white, then it's racist.
Okay, we can stop right there.
Thank you.
We can stop right there at that point. Thank y'all for tuning in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community. I'm CDK on the mic, and this is Plugged In Radio.